Coming in, you guys, it's day number 9 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. We are here yet again. Another debut in the ice right there, all ready for me to pop in there, plop my body into there for 5 minutes. If you've not been watching this challenge, I started on January the 1st of 2022 and decided, you know what, the whole year I'm going to go into icy water. So let's see what the temperature is today. Today the temp is 33.4 degrees. So I don't always control what that temperature is, but today it happens to be 33.4 degrees and I'm in there for 5 minutes. So I've been bringing up a topic each day. I'm going to do this every day this year, so I've got lots of topics to talk about. But today's topic is, what is your reward? What is it that you're looking for in doing something like this? And so a lot of the things that would keep people from hopping into an ice bath, I always say there's a price for everything. So what would be the price for you? Would you get in there for $100? And if you would get in there for $100, why wouldn't you get in there for some of the health benefits? So we'll talk about that a little bit here today of what's it worth to you? What's it worth? So let's get in there. Let's do this, guys. Thanks for being here. Again, if you're just joining, day number 9 of my Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. And as always, I've got my 5-minute clock ready to go. I did do a sweep at the bottom to make sure that my toes don't get stubbed. By the way, I'm going to show you my toes. They're not looking real pretty. They're still pretty bad. And so I'm trying to put some peroxide and alcohol and try to keep it from being infected, but they are pretty red, pretty angry right now. But let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Here we go. Oh, it didn't start. Start! All right, now it started. All right, guys, here we go. In we go. So somebody made a comment today on one of my reels that I made. I make little 1-minute reels out of the clips from these Ice Bath Challenge videos. And they're like, you're so calm in that water. And I'm like, not when I first get in. When I first get in, I have to calm myself. So it's usually about a minute worth of breathing, and I can calm myself down. But at no point do I panic in here. I've gotten pretty good at knowing what to expect, and so I just expect it and go in. But today I wanted to ask, what would it take for you to do something like this? If I were to bribe you with $100 to get into an ice bath, would you get in? Some of you might say, well, no, it's not even worth that, so no way, Jose. Others of you would say, for $100, yeah, and you would just deal with the pain. I have to ask you, if you're willing to get in with a bribe of $100, why don't you convince yourself that you're willing to get in with the bribe of the benefits you would get to your health, lowering of inflammation, improving so many aspects of your health, you guys. Why do you need a bribe to do something that would give you such benefits? And people are like, well, it's just so painful and I don't know if I could do that. Well, you don't know. That's the thing. You don't know that you can't do that. You have convinced your brain that this is something that you could not and would not do. And I'm here to tell you that all of those thoughts that you have about what I'm doing right this moment in 33-degree temperature water, all those thoughts, they're just that. They're just thoughts. You're not giving this a chance. Now, maybe this is too intense for you, and I get that. But you can start turning the cold down in the shower. After you're done showering with your hot shower, just turn it on the cold for a couple minutes. That's it. And just start acclimating. I just feel like we need to look at what the reward is of doing this. And the reward doesn't need to be $100 bill. The reward doesn't need to be anything more than the reward of what you get when you do this. Guys, I'm excited in 2022 to watch what happens to me. I've done cold thermogenesis for 3 years now. I've acclimated myself very well to very cold temperatures. But I've never gone 365 days in a row in an ice bath like this around 32, 33 degrees every single day for a year. How could it not produce something good? And I have to ask you, isn't that reward enough? Why would you need to reward yourself in any other way than just the reward of what the ice bath is giving you? We're very interesting creatures, aren't we, as humans? We need some incentive to get us to do things when the incentive is already there. The incentive is built in to the actions that we take. We just have to be willing to want those benefits, see those benefits, and then reap the benefits of the actions that we take. All right, guys, I'm at 5 minutes. So you guys feeling me on this today? Are you seeing what I'm saying? That the benefit doesn't need to be more than what the benefit is. If we're seeking after some monetary gain, some material gain of some sort, and not realizing that there's bigger gains that can be made, the reward is the benefits you get in your health and in your, not just your physical health. So for those of you that missed it, on day 6, I got into that Morosco Forge. And there was a sheet of ice at the bottom that had broken off, and there was a kind of a sharp edge, and I got in there and it cut my toes open. And so I got my second and third toe on my right foot. It's a little bit infected, to be honest with you. So I've been peroxiding and alcoholing and ointmenting and trying to make sure that it heals up pretty good. But thank you for asking. Sharon says, now to warm up. Yes, we're warming up. I don't dry off. I don't turn on any heat. I don't put on a, hot robe or something. I let my body warm itself up. So this is something you're going to hear me talk about every time I get out of there. I don't purposely try to warm up fast. I want my body to do the warming up. The whole purpose of you going into the ice bath is to let your body temperature lower so that your body can then kick in the natural responses to start to warm you up. So let me scroll back to the top. My hands are still very frozen, my fingers, so bear with me if I have trouble being able to scroll. Bulletproof Coconut, go Jimmy 365. Yes, day 9 of 365. This is going to be a lot more fun when I'm on like day 290 something. It's going to be a lot more fun because I'll be close. But this is just like the Staybatical to 50. When I was on day 1 of that, and I had 100 days to go, I was like, ugh. But when I got to like day 70 something, it's like, all right, we're getting closer. So it's going to be that way all year. I see my bud Dr. Jay Wiles is here. Jay, you saw me get in an ice bath, my brother. Jay's a biohacker like me, so I admire you for this, says Matt. Thank you. This is fun for me. I like leading by example. I like demonstrating, educating. This is my jam. And look, I've worked on ice cold therapy for years, for 3 years. And I feel like this is something that's exciting if you can add it to your health routine. And look, I'm already thinking about, as this progresses, maybe turning this into a book of some sort. And so just thinking about it. Don't know if I'm going to do anything with that, but I am thinking about it. That way I know how to write. And so we could maybe put it into book form to help encourage people to do this. So I would absolutely get in if I had it, says CKS. Well, don't do that. Get into a cold shower. Or if you're ready to do ice baths, go buy you some bags of ice. I go to Sam's Club, or did go to Sam's Club, and got 20-pound bag of ice, filled up my tub full of cold water, and then plopped the ice in there, and then put my body in there. 4-foot tub, 6'3" body. That was a sight to see. I'd have legs up in the air to get my body down, and then I'd get my leg. Anyway, it was bad. The 6-foot Morozco Forge definitely hits the spot of being able to cover my whole body in one swell foop, as they say. Sharon says, you got this, Jimmy. Yes. Yes. Wow. Do it fast, I see. Yes. You just get in. I think when people first get into an ice bath, they think, oh my gosh, I've got to go slow so it's not so painful. No, get in. And that's my best advice. If you're going to do an ice bath, just get it all the way down right away and try to get all the way up to your vagus nerve. So right at the back part of your neck and that little knot on the back side of your head. Get all the way to that. And so you see me slide down and let my vagus nerve get below that water. Guys, that is such the key to this whole thing, to give you a lot of the benefits. So as I always like to do about this time, I've been out for about 5 minutes. I'm going to test my temperature. Usually it's like about 98.7, so it's not quite starting to warm up. I'm warming up. My hands, I'm starting to get the fingers, the feeling back in the fingers. I can feel them getting warm. My toes are still very numb and cold, but that's pretty typical. But yes, CKS, get in fast. And then start breathing right away. You guys see what I do. I like to go on camera to show you this is how I take care of myself when I'm in the ice bath. And that first minute, pretty much the whole first minute, you see me breathing in and breathing out. It was funny today because when I was breathing in and then breathing out today, I could see the smoke coming out of my mouth because it's so cold outside. So that was kind of freaky when I was in there, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm in ice. It's going to be cold. So hello, sunshine, says Cherish. Thank you. Brandy says, oh yeah, no hesitation. No, you go right in. You hesitate. That gives you your brain time to go, what the hell are you doing? Get out. No, we're going to go right in every time. I promise you. CKS says you wouldn't have to bribe me. I'm a believer. Well, good. Yeah, do it. Get you a bag of ice. Let's do it. Parkman calls me the Iceman. He said, you know that's from Top Gun. I'm like, I know. I'm of a certain age. I remember Top Gun and Val Kilmer, Iceman. So, so no dancing. What, you want to dance? I don't dance. This is the Jimmy Moore white boy dance. Okay, I've danced. So, Carlos says, I love your books. Thank you. I'm working on my 10th book. In fact, right before I got in the ice, I was working on my next book. We're at the tail end of my next book called One Step Deeper Journal, The Foundations, with my best friend and co-host of my podcast, One Step Deeper Podcast, Brittany Davis. And so it's all about mindset and overcoming bad beliefs that you have in your life, We talk a little bit about our trauma stories. It's gonna be a book, you guys. So, and we've got a lot of like ideas for continuing that book thing. But yes, as far as like health books, I would like to do maybe like a cold therapy clarity. How cool would that be? Because I've done cholesterol clarity and keto clarity. It'd be cool to have that format for a book, but do it on cold therapy. And I could easily find experts to interview, to do moment of clarity quotes. And like I said, it's got a format that I have done previously with those 2 other books. And then people could be educated. I'm not aware that anybody's written a book like that before. And definitely I have my own flair for how I write books. But thank you, Carlos. I'm glad you enjoy my books. I would love to learn more about the vagus nerve, says Miss Hockey. Yes. I think I will do a video with one of the, I've got 365 days of this to do. So, but yes, the vagus nerve, so important about so many functions of the body. Yeah, I'm on that. I will do that for you. But just know that you get your neck and just above the neck, right at that little knot at the back of your head, the ice water touching that. And it's so calming. It's so amazing. So thank you. I will definitely either get somebody on my podcast to talk about that and the importance of it, or I will do an ice bath talk about the vagus nerve. Parkman says, my vagus nerve always costs me money at the blackjack tables. Everybody's a comedian. Torjo says, did Wim Hof inspire you? Look, I love Wim Hof. I think Wim is the king of the ice bath. Nobody is going to do ice baths quite like Wim Hof does. If you don't know who Wim Hof is, go look him up. I think he goes by Iceman Hof here on Instagram, but W-I-M and H-O-F. He came up with this really cool breathing technique that he calls Wim Hof. And it's literally sucking in air really fast and pushing it out really fast. So I'm going to try to do some Wim Hof for you. I get a little dizzy when I do Wim Hof. So here we go. And so by doing that, you force in oxygen really fast. You let it out really fast. You force it in really fast. You let it out really fast. And yeah, I'm getting a little dizzy side time. Every time I do Wim Hof, I start to get that kind of blackout feeling. But it's to oxygenate your cells. And he recommends Wim Hof prior to getting in, breathing, prior to getting into an ice bath to kind of prepare you for that. Some people do Wim Hof when they're breathing, when they're in the ice bath. Now, I could never do that, because what if you pass out and you're in ice water? That's highly dangerous. So I'm a little concerned about that. You'd have to be a professional, having done this quite a bit, before I would ever say do it in the ice bath. But to prepare yourself for the ice bath, it could be good. But I've done this so long now, I don't need to do, you guys see, I just go right in. And I breathe when I get in, and I breathe very methodically. I love the whole breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. That relaxes me. And like I said, it takes about a minute, and then I'm in and I'm good. Super cool clarity, says Miss Lady Smith. Yeah, I like cold therapy clarity. And then I was thinking of, like, with the letters, have little icicles coming down off of the letters. That would be kind of cool. And it would be like this icy blue cover. Trust me, I'm already thinking. I'm a creative mind. I'm always going to think of ideas like that. So, keto to carnivore. Mama Cherish says, please don't pass out. Yes, you can pass out if you do Wim Hof too long. So, but there's people that they swear by it. But Wim is a trip. If you've never looked at his Instagram page, he posts all kind of videos, and he's so inspiring. And I love when he gets into his, like, icy bath and everything. He's just like, he's just like laughing and enjoying himself. But he's done that. Like I said, he's the master. We all bow down to the greatness of Wim Hof. So, Bulletproof Coconut says, the Blackout Podcast with Jimmy. Yeah, nobody wants a Blackout Podcast with Jimmy. Yes, yes. But yes, so those of you that just joined in late, day number 9 of 365 days, I have committed myself in 2022 to get into a 32, 33 degree temperature ice bath every single day in 2022. And for 5 minutes. And so what's the point of it? The point of it is doing it, number one. That's a huge accomplishment. Showing you guys that it can be a normal part of your life. And while you may not be able to do ice baths, you can start with a cold shower. And I'm urging a lot of you, and a lot of you have written me and said, dude, I've been doing the cold shower thing. It sucks, but I love it. And it's like, great. You're getting acclimated. You're getting on the bandwagon, so to speak, to see the benefits. And look, I've worked my way to this point where I can get in this cold of water, and it's not, I mean, it's always shocking, but it's not overwhelmingly shocking. And so my question today was about what would it take to get you into an ice bath? You know, if I cracked open $100 bill and said, would you get into an ice bath like that for $100? Most people probably would not turn it down. A few of you will. And then I'd have to up the ante. What about $1,000? And you'd be like, no. And then what about $1 million? Anybody going to turn down the $1 million to get in 5 minutes into a 32 degree tank of water? You'd have to be crazy to turn down that money. So, but it just kind of shows you how the human mind can convince you out of things that could be good. And my overall message today was you don't need a bribe. You just need to realize the health benefits that this gives you. So keep staying tuned, you guys. Right about this time every day, 5 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, I'm going into the ice tank and I'm going live on Instagram. So these do get posted on YouTube, Facebook, all around. But yeah, follow along. I think you're going to be so surprised at how I do this year. And I'm looking forward to hearing your stories about how you do once you start implementing this. Who knows, 6 months from now, some of you will probably be in ice in your bathtub. And that would be great. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here for now. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back in the ice. Same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow, right about this time. And we'll see you then.